2, 1. Hello, everyone. Oh, evening all, Alison. Evening, and then an A. This is very nice. Nice to see you. And Mike Huddy. Hello, everyone. We've got 9 people on board, the early people. Somebody's come to unlock the room. I like that. And somebody has, somebody's making tea. Somebody's getting all the teacups ready. Click, click, clatter, clatter in the background. And then some people are frantically making their way over from the car park, hoping that they won't be the last. Actually, just hoping they get there before me, probably. And we'll just be putting up the high street in our car, wondering why we're late again, and driving there, yes, and seeing 1 or 2 late stragglers coming into the church as we pull into the car park. And yes, Alison's put out the chairs. That's excellent. Linos, hello. Anne Bradford, you're here too. Have you brought a guide dog with you today?
Oh, I wish.
I wish. I mean, we'll see the guide dog in the Zoom meeting afterwards, won't we? We've got 17 here today. Have we got a quorum yet? We've got a soprano, definitely. We've got 2 sopranos. We've got an alto. We've got another one here. Kirsty, hello. 19. We're going up to 19. I think I'll start gently warming us into some warming up when we. Hello, Peter. When we get up to 20, then I will. Oh, we've dropped someone. He's just dropped off. Nobody. Hopefully, some people will come back. We're up to 18. Anne Bradford, yes, he is here, but he prefers the party afterwards. Don't we all, Anne? Don't we all? So we're 20. We're up to 20. So let's, first of all, I need to, sensible doggy, yeah. So first of all, I need to say a brief word about the technological situation behind tonight's rehearsal. Tonight, I'm going to put some lights on, sorry. There we go. That might help. Tonight's rehearsal is technically challenged. My broadband disappeared on Sunday morning and hasn't returned. And we know it's the hardware somewhere. So I'm waiting for a new hub to turn up. In the meantime, BT have very kindly sent me this, which is it's a mini hub, and it broadcasts to the wider world via 4G. So we're completely wireless, and unfortunately that has caused a number of issues, particularly with the dropping out completely of the signal at a moment's notice. There's no reason for this; it just drops out completely. And so if that happens, if somebody could put a message up on the WhatsApp group just to let us know, then I can immediately go through the process, which is usually just a quick reboot, and then I can get back on and we can continue with the stream. Okay, so I hope it doesn't happen, but there we go. 22 people are here, so, well, 24 people are joining in early, and we've been talking about getting everybody, putting the chairs out and making cups of tea and scrabbling our way. Oh, network congestion on the mobile network causes the drops. Thanks ever so much. Good. Right, well, there we are. Network congestion. So if that happens, please stick with it and I will get back onto the stream as soon as I can. Right, let us give ourselves a shake out. Shake your hands, and drop your shoulders down. And let's pull our shoulders up until they're almost touching our ears. Pull up. Really, really, really bottle up that tension that's been there all day. And a new exercise which I found out about recently is pull the shoulders back and up, keeping them up. Back again, while they're still up. Back one more time until you can really feel those muscles pulling. Keep them up until it hurts just a little bit, which mine are already doing. Apologies. And we then drop our shoulders down.
Oh my God.
And you should feel the, oh my goodness me, the release of your shoulders as you go down there. And then just make sure that they stay there. Good. And a little bit of a stretch of our neck. Look down at the floor. Lean over gently to your right and feel that. Feel the stretch of this tendon along here, this muscle here. And down and over to the left. And down to the front again. And slowly unfurl yourself until you feel, hopefully, a good inch and a bit taller. Oh yes, France's schools have been issued with thousands of single dongles. That's it, a dongle for the kids to connect to while remote learning. Yes, it gets awfully warm. Good, okay. Oh, I see. Right. So somebody says it might be causing a sizzling in the ears if you happen to be joining us with headphones on. Right. Let us do some warming up. So last few weeks we've been doing this exercise, which we're going to do again. So high-pitched landing down at the bottom, and let's do that for 7 counts. Ready? And let's do that again, and this time we'll count to 9. So a deep breath in, and remember your breath in should always go with a relaxation of your tummy muscles. Make sure that you're feeling that your waistband has grown 1 or 2 sizes, in my case, too tight, because lockdown causes me to overeat an awful amount. So we take the breath in and we feel absolutely everything around the waistband getting just a bit tighter, and then release that as you're pressing the air out. You should feel back to your normal svelte self. Okay, so deep breath, long V out to count of 9. Breath in. Good. Excellent. So lots of those exercises. You should be doing those daily, not just every week. You know, get the voice in trim. And we're going to take some pitch exercise now. And instead of a V, I would like you, please, to use what we're going to call puffy cheeks. That is singing on this. Make sure your cheeks are really puffing out from your teeth when you do this one. Okay, let's take a gentle breath in. 3, 4. Good. And make sure it's your cheeks that are going out, not your lips. So I don't want to see or anything like that. I don't want to see it, anything. Don't send me photographs, please. So make sure that there's a lot of resistance here and that your cheeks are really puffing out with the sound filling your head. Okay, here we go. Second pitch and 3. Obviously, tenors and bass is still down there. Next one, 3 and. Carolyn got here before half time. Yay, well done. Ready, up there. Okay, the next one, gentle breath in and 3. See how much puff you can get into your cheeks. Upper semitone, 1, 2. Good. Upper semitone. But before we do that, just up onto tiptoes, back down onto heels, up onto tiptoes, back down onto heels. Find your midpoint. Wobble your knees around. Okay. Here's the next one. 1, 2. Thanks for that, Michael. Your email just arrived. I wonder which one it was. Which one are you talking about there? The email that told you to come to this? Surely not, because you're here. Interesting. Right. You can let me know the other one. Okay, upper semitone and 1 and. And upper semitone, 1 and 2. Yes, that music email was only just sent because it was all the music that you'd already received beforehand, I think. So that should have already been with you. Okay. Ah, good. Right. Well, there you go. Lovely. And now, can we do some octaves, please? So same thing, and we're going to start down to that B. Again, keep the air puffing into your cheeks. 1 and. And upper semitone. Great. And 1 more. Go. And 1 more. Now, I don't know if you can feel it, but I can certainly feel it in my voice. I've been teaching all day, and I must say, teaching online, singing teaching online, is utterly exhausting. Sat in front of a computer and howling down a line at somebody who's picking up every second word is really, really quite frustrating. So at the end of that, I'm feeling that my voice is really, really quite tired. Now it's fresh as a daisy because of those exercises. So whenever you are feeling vocally tired, specifically between a rehearsal and a concert, or after a concert, or on a Wednesday when you're driving home after a rehearsal, warm down with these exercises. It's really, really good for the larynx and for the vocal folds. Okay, couple more for the basses and altos. Well, everybody. And 1, 2. 1 more. 1, 2. Make sure your head still stays quite nicely back. Okay, and the tenors and sopranos can carry on. 1, 2. 1 more. Lily, Polly used to join me in those, but she doesn't anymore. 2 more. 1, 2. Tenors and sopranos, make sure your tongue stays forwards and touching that bottom front teeth. Let's do that one again. 1, 2. as you're doing that top one, tenors and sopranos, you may feel that you don't need to restrict this quite so much in order to keep your cheeks still puffed out. And the reason for that is you require more breath flow for a high note than you do for a low one. And we're going to go up one for the tenors and sopranos, the last one. 3, go. Great. That was a top A, and I shouldn't be able to do that easily at this time of the day. So it's a really good way of getting the voice working. Okay, and now we've been doing our 5 vowels. Let's remind ourselves of that. So we're going to take ourselves back down here, and I'd like to sing up on. Let's kind of start on E. So start here with E. Yeah. 1, 2. Yeah. Good. Upper semitone and yeah. Lovely. And as you're going higher, the jaw can drop a little bit further down, especially on E. E. 1, 2. Yeah. Try and make a sound that has a little bit of a witch's cackle about it. E rather than E. Bring that narrowness in. 1, 2. Yeah. Great. 1 and 2. Yeah. Okay, as we're going up, we're going to change the vowels to 1, 2. Upper semitone, 1, 2. It's helpful again if you've got a mirror or a sheet of glass or a window or something that you can look into and see your jaw and compare it with mine and see how far down yours is going. 1, 2. E. I'm singing the wrong vowels. E to R. 1, 2. Lovely. Brighten that vowel slightly as we go up. 1, 2. Up we go. 1, 2. So definitely think air in towards E as you're going up now, ladies and gents. 1, 2. Great. Basses, you can do one more. Altos and basses, one more. 1, 2. Great. Sopranos and tenors, carry on. 1, 2. Drop your jaw as you go up that 5th. 1, 2. One more and great, fantastic. Done. Here is our chord. It's that chord that we've gone up to. So, do, you sing. Do, mi, sing it. Mi, do, mi, go.
Do, mi.
Well done. Do, mi, so, you sing.
Do, mi, so.
This is really, really good. That's very good. It's putting her on putting her on a pedestal where she belongs. Right. Do, mi, sol, la, so. Come on. can't even bother to go on camera. Do, mi, sol, la, sol. Do, re, mi, sol, la, ti, la, sol. No, all right. Yeah. Right, let's try that again. Slightly slower. And last week we did this thing about a thinking hand and a singing hand. Here's the thinking hand, here's the singing hand, and we're still just doing our pentatonic scale. So, when you see that, sing the note. I'll join in with you later so that you can check whether you're right. Okay, here it is. And do, re, mi, sol, la, do. Well done. Okay, so a few tunes like that. Do, re, mi, do, mi, sol. You're singing with my thinking hand rather than the singing hand. You wanted to get in front of me, I know. She always does. Right, let's try that again. Ready? And do, re, mi, sol, la, sol, do, la, sol, mi, re, sol, do. Good, I think you've kind of got the idea. Now remember that the plan of that is to continue singing on one note while you're finding the pitch for the next one, which actually I didn't do that time. But there we go, we're going to continue now. And very soon we're going to introduce our next candidate for a note. This scale, the pentatonic scale, was going on for thousands of years before the next note was invented. And pretty soon we'll discover why. So here it is. Do, re, mi, sol, la, sol. Breath. Do, la, sol, mi. Sol, mi, sol, la, do, sol, la, sol, mi, re, do. All being made up for you on the spot. And I tell you what, looking at myself about 2 milliseconds later, doing the same hand symbols is awfully confusing. So I shall try not to do that. Okay, great. So you've practiced those, and I think it was last week, I sent out the pentatonic sheet for you to have a go through, and I hope that that was of some use and that you use that. You'll find it in previous emails. If you didn't, or if you missed last week, do please use that. Sing through them, get used to the idea of the tonic pentatonic scale. But we're now going to introduce our next note. Our next note is fa, and it causes a problem, ladies and gents, and that problem is because of the semitone. Everything that we've done so far fits into one key, and that's the key established by do. Do, re, mi, sol, la, sol, do, la, do, sol, la, sol, mi, sol, re, mi, re, sol, do, re, mi, sol, la. It kind of all fits. It may not fit exactly, but it nevertheless has that as a tonal center. As soon as you introduce fa, everything's different. Do, re, mi, fa. Introducing that note, because of the semitone, automatically brings about a sense of a new home key. Do, re, mi, fa. And that's why, right the way through the Renaissance, the fourth was thought of as a dissonance. we think of it, I mean, if you've done grade 5 theory, you'll have learnt to call the fourth a perfect fourth. But there's nothing really that perfect about it. It's a semitone above the previous note. All the previous notes were a tone apart. It's a semitone. It's a sort of splurge, and it establishes a new key. So we're not going to think of it as a perfect fourth. We're going to think of it as a note that we need to give special care to take us into that new key. So here it is, and the hand symbol is this. Do, re, mi, fa, 2, 3. Do, re, mi, fa. And so now sing me these, and they're no longer pentatonic scales, but what we call hexachordal scales. Don't ask me why it's a pentatonic scale and a hexachordal scale and not a hexatonic scale. I have no idea. Ready, go. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, do, so, fa, mi, so, la, so, do, la, so, fa, mi, do, re. You notice that if we finish the tune on a re, it sounds completely unfinished. It sounds like I want to sing exactly the same amount of music again in order to get back to do, which is what composers have been doing since time immemorial. Folk songs do that. Literally every piece of Mozart that's ever been written does that in some way or shape or form. So, do, one more exercise. 1, 2. Do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, so, la, so, mi. I bet you thought you knew where we were going. So, la, so, fa, mi, re, so, fa, mi, re, do. I know fa is that in Hungary, and it's like that in Germany as well. It's that in, according to the Kerwin School. But, you know, if you want to do this, that's absolutely fine. If you want to do that, I mean, I have sort of a vague echoes of Empire with that one and Gladiators. So anyway, that's the one. But if you want to do that, that's absolutely fine. Great. This gives us our hexachord. And it's the hexachord that Guido of Arezzo, this lovely monk from about 900 AD, was the first person to write music on a stave and the first person to actually write down a treatise on music theory, for which he got thrown out of his monastery, you'll be pleased to know. He came up with this thought, but he automatically spotted its weakness. If we start with Do on G, Do, Re, Mi, Fa. Sorry, I'm going to start on G. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La. That takes me up to E. Okay, fine. What am I going to do next? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go down to Fa. So mi, so la, so fa. I'm going to take me up to there because, as we said, going do, re, mi, fa, that seemed to indicate a new key. So we will now take fa as our new do and do do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. That takes us up to A. So we've managed to get all the way from do. Sorry, I went sharp. All the way up to E, and then back to do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, up to A. And then we can do the same thing. We can say, okay, well, we went to that note, do, re, mi, fa, which is F. So let's take our new scale and start there. Do, re, mi, fa. And at that point, automatically problems started, because you have to sing a different note there to the one you're expecting. That note is a B flat and not the B natural that you've previously been using when you started, when you sang it starting on a G. And so he invented the concept of a B flat. And the reason the symbol for a flat is a B is because it pertained to the note B before it pertained to anything else. And secondly, it proves that the flat is a way more ancient musical symbol than the sharp. The sharp was much, much later developed. But B flat came about early on. And in fact, in Germany, B was just B. The word B, or the letter B, became synonymous with B flat. And they had to come up with a different letter altogether for B natural, which they called H, because it came A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H in that early part of the scale. So we take ourselves on to hexachordal studies, which we will look at next week. So if you've got that sheet printed off that I've sent out, that's going to be useful for next week. But for the moment, let's go on to some more singing. And I'd like to look in a little bit more detail at the I Got Rhythm that we started work on last week. So if you could find your music for that, please. And I would like you, please, to look at the last page, page 5. Let's take it from there. So we've got sopranos, and let's have a look at the rhythm here. Now, in my original score for this, and as you can imagine, you'll realise why. I have the last chord circled about 48 times with arrows pointing to the rest, because you don't want to be the person who sings a chord in that little space. So sopranos, it's I got starlight, I got sweet dreams, I got my man who can ask for anything more, who can ask for anything more. There are one or two people whose voices I can really picture going boop in that moment. I won't say who, but there's just one or two people who I think are more susceptible to that sort of thing. So be careful. Okay, right. Sopranos. One more time. And I got starlight. I got sweet dreams. I got my man who could ask for anything more. Who could ask for anything more? And your A natural on could ask. That's in bar 69, 70. That's the thing that you're going to have to look out for sopranos. Let's just do that slowly. From 69. Ask for anything more. Who could ask for anything more? Sopranos. Let's give that one more go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ask for anything more. Who could ask for anything more? At some point, I will stop on that A natural, but I want to move on to the alto part. It's the same as before. 1, I got starlight, I got sweet dreams, I got. Right, sorry, my brain's frazzled. Let's just take the alto part on its own. Ready? The sopranos, you can sing along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I'm sorry, my fault. I'm doing the wrong rhythm. 2, 3, 4, 1. I got starlight. I got sweet dreams. I got my man who could ask for anything more. Who could ask for anything more? Right. right, okay, so let's try that one more time. 1, 2, sorry, sopranos, there's your note, altos, and tenors, if you want to do a bit of sight reading. There's your note. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm wanting to do that syncopating rhythm. It's calling to me, but it's not there. We've got the straight lace rhythm there. 63. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. Yes, I realise the rhythm. The reason I'm getting it wrong is that you're doing it wrong.
I'm just following you.
1. No, you're not. 1. I got starlight. It's all on the beat. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got starlight. I got sweet dreams. I got diamond love. Could ask for anything more? Could ask for anything more? Tenors. Let's have a listen to you. Here's an A flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got starlight. I got sweet dreams. I got my melody. Could ask for anything more. Could ask for anything more. Basses. Sorry, I always give the tenors short shrift. I don't know why. I can't think of anything specifically problematic that you might have there. Mama, you could ask for anything more. Yeah, just make sure you're singing a G flat. Sorry, is that the G flat? It's not, is it? For anything more. My fault. That's what the problem is when the idiot director of music tells you that the tune goes differently to the way it actually goes. I'm so sorry. So, tenors, bar 70, that first note is a G natural, and I was playing a G flat. So, here it is again, one more time, tenors. 1, 2, 3, I got starlight, I got sweet dreams, I got my melody. Could ask for anything more. Could ask for anything more. Yeah, that puts a different complexion on it, doesn't it? Okay, and basses. You've got the slightly easier part, but nevertheless. Here it goes. 1, 2, 3, I got. Could ask for anything more. Could ask for anything more. One more time with the basses on their own. Here we go. There's your E flat, A flat. And 1, 2, 3, I got. Who could ask for anything more? Who could ask for anything more? Okay, let's put it together and let's have everybody having a go. There's basses, tenors, altos, sopranos, and 1, 2, 3, I got starlight, I got sweet dreams, I got my man. Who could ask for anything more? Who could ask for anything more? Okay, great. So what I'd like to do very slowly is to take us from who could ask at the top of 5. 1, 2, 3. Who could ask for anything more? Who could ask for anything more? So let's try that again. Let's take it from I got my man. Sopranos and altos only. 1 and go. And tenors and basses at about the same speed. I beg your pardon. From I Got My Man and 1. I got my man. Who can ask for anything more? Who can ask for anything more? And now everybody. 2, 3. Oh, sorry, my fault. I'm misreading these chords. And again, 3 and 1. I got my man. Who can ask for anything more? Who can ask for anything more? So can we just hear altos and basses? I'm going to play the altos and basses so that those parts are definitely secure. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I got my man. Who can ask for anything more? Who can ask for anything more? Good. Ask for anything more. Okay, now the sopranos and tenors together. 2, 3, 4, 1. Rhythm, Rashbrook, honestly. 2, 1, and go. I got my man. Who can ask for anything more? That's the tricky one. When it comes to singing it together. Okay, so one more time. 2, 3, and 1. I got my man. Who can ask for anything more? Who can ask for anything more? Everybody. 2, 3, 5. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, my score reading doesn't reach this far. One more time. 1, 2. Yes, it's the one at the end of the line. I got my man. Top of page 5. Last 2 bars. 1, 2, 3. I Good. Okay, let us now go back to page 4, where we've got this new section that we haven't really done. Sorry, page 3. Basses. It's your little solo. I got rhythm. I got rhythm. I got. So the them happens slightly earlier. I got rhythm. I got rhythm. I got. So basses. I've seen this going on now in a number of other choirs where a little space happens in the broadcast to allow people to sing on their own. Basses. It's over to you. I'll sing. You sing. I got rhythm. I got. Off you go. 1, 2, 3. I got. Yeah, the sound hasn't gone. I was just not singing anymore. Okay, great. It is going to be faster, Michael. Right, here we go. Speed. Sorry. So let's just build that up, please, and then carry on. So basses. It goes. 1, 2, 3. I got rhythm. I got rhythm. I got rhythm. I got. I got my man who could ask for anything more. So you rhythm at the end there is my man who could ask for anything more. So you need to draw a circle, tenors and basses, around the syllable of N of anything. Ask for anything more. Okay, and tenors, your tune. 1. I got rhythm. I got music. I got my man who could ask for anything more. So, gents and ladies, the really important thing around here is that I got is not syncopated, but rhythm is. So it's I got rhythm. So the got is exactly on the beat. I got rhythm. I got music. I got my man who can ask for anything more. And the anything is a little bit syncopated as well. Okay, let's carry on to page 4, where everybody has the same rhythm but two different texts. So sopranos, it's I got daisies in green pastures. I got my man who could ask for anything more. So let's have a look at that, please. One more time with the sopranos, and let's add the altos in. I got daisies in green pastures. I got my man who could ask for anything more. Okay, one more time with those two voices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. One. Ask for anything more. Just from ask for anything, because I can hopefully get it right from there. Ask, 2, 3, 4. No, I couldn't even get it right from there, honestly. Right, tenors and basses. Let's take you from I got daisies. Ready? So it's, remember, it's on the beat for I got and then syncopated. So 1. I got daisies in green pastures. I got my man who could ask for anything more. So you've got a little bit of syncopation and chromaticism there. Who could ask for anything more? One more time. 1, 2. Who could ask for anything more? Okay, so basses and tenors together. But if you're an alto or a soprano, you may want to sing along. Here it is. Tenors, altos, sopranos. 1, 2, 3, I got. Good. Basses. You then become a double bass. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. I got. And that takes us back to where we were before. Basses. Can we take it from you? And we're going to sing from My Man Who Could Ask for Anything. Dum. Ready? 1, 2, 3. My man who could. Is that right? Yes. 2, 3, 4. My man who could ask for anything. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. dum, 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 I got. Great. Okay, so on we go now. Let's put in the harmonies together for the Old Man Trouble section. Page 4, second line down, second bar. I will drop the piano just a bit so that you remember that I'm actually here. Okay, so we're going to sing Ask for Anything More. Here is the soprano part. Ask for anything more. Dum, dum. Dum, dum. Dum, dum. Now, for the moment, you might want to just elongate the second of those dums so that you know you're absolutely on the right pitch. Okay, we can then make it sort of shorter later on once everybody's learned it. Okay, let's do that one more time for the soprano's sake. Ready? Dum, 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 dum. Okay, and sopranos. Sorry, you were the sopranos. Altos. So you've just sung Ask for Anything More. I got starlight. And no syncopation on starlight or I got. You might want to draw a little circle around that and make sure that that doesn't get syncopated. Okay, right, here we go, sopranos and altos together. So, ask for anything more from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ask for anything more. Dum, dum. 2, 1, 2, 3. Dum, dum. 1, 2, 3. Dum, dum. 1, 2, 3. Dum, dum. Good. So those harmonies don't sing themselves. I know they look quite easy on their own, but you've really got to be certain what note you're going for, and don't go for the obvious choice because that will be wrong. Ready? Let's take it from Ask for Anything More. Sopranos and altos again. Tenors and basses, since you're in the privacy of your own homes. Ask for anything dum. No reason that you couldn't sing that. And tenors, ask for anything more. But you won't get any help from me at the moment. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2 and 1, 2, 3. Good. Tenors and basses, let's hear you now. So tenors, you've sung Ask for Anything More. Dum, dum. There you're the seventh chord. Dum, dum. There you're the major third. Dum, dum. You're the seventh again. Dum, dum. You're the third. Let's try that one more time, and this time sopranos and altos, go on, be positive about it and sing along to your part. Ready? So, ask for anything more. Ask for anything more. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. That was useless. I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ask for anything more. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 1, 1, 3, dum, ba, da, dum. And I got. Takes us back to there. Let's try that one more time. Now, really have a confidence to sing out, and we've been doing lots of sight reading in the practice. So see whether notes go up or down. Okay. Dum dum then it stays the same, then it goes down, then it stays the same. Altos, there's your E flat, then it goes up, then it goes down, then it goes down, then it goes down, and you're always by semitones of the altos. Tenors, that's a tone, then a semitone, then it goes down chromatically. Ready? So ask for anything more. 2, 3, 4. That was very, very nice. Okay, well done, everybody. So let's take it back to the beginning. Now, you will have noticed that these the harmonies that you've done as staccato chords are actually pretty much there in the section beforehand, on page 2. So let us remind ourselves of that. Here we go, back to the beginning. Ready? Back to the beginning. Back to the beginning. The very beginning. The first page. Are you ready? There's the basses there. Tenors, altos, sopranos. 1, 2, 3. I got. Where you do need to come in on your more. Good, okay. Let's take that first section up to I got. Ready? I. 1, 2, 3. I got rhythm. I got music. I got mine, and look at us for anything more. Okay, very good. Right, let's take that last one. I got my man, who could ask for anything more? Sopranos and altos only, but tenors, obviously you can sing along. Basses, basses. So this is the top line, last 2 bars. 1, 2, 3. Good. Ask for anything more. So later on, it's a syncopated one, but not here. Ask for anything more. Okay, and you can look back over that. Tenors and basses from I Got My Man. So this is the last 2 bars of the top line. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I got my man. Ask for anything more. I got daisies in green pastures. I got my man, ask for anything more. Okay, good. Now let's put everybody together. But, you know, I will put in the odd chord here and there because that's about all I can do. Ready? So we're taking it from the first page, top line, last 2 bars. 1, 2, 3. In green pastures, I've got my as for anything more. And that takes us into that bit. Let's remind ourselves of those chords. Altos and sopranos. Do, do. This is bar 16, first bar, last note. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. One more time. And 1, 2, 3. Good. And so it's only the third do that is syncopated. Remember that. Okay, tenors and basses. There is your little awkward tritone, bar 16, last note. But altos and sopranos, now would be a good time to go through this in your head without me bashing it out. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I was trying to help the sopranos and altos by putting in their chords later, but that wasn't working. Let's try that one more time, just the tenors and basses. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, here we go, everybody. And 1, 2, 3. Starlight, I got sweet dreams. I got my man who could ask for anything more. Who could ask for anything more? Okay, and the rhythm there is different. And we had one brief look at it last week, but we're now going to look at it a bit more intensely. Sopranos, page 3, second bar. I got my man who could ask for anything more. Who could ask for anything more? So it's the who that's syncopated and not the N of anything. Sopranos, we'll do one more time. Let's have a look at that. 1, 2, 3, and I got my man. No, got is a little earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4. My man, who could ask for anything more? Who could ask for anything more? Sopranos and altos. Here's your E flat sopranos, but I won't play it. That's over to you. Altos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I got my man, who could ask for anything more? Who could ask for anything more? Very nice. Let's try that together. 2, 3, 4, 1. Good. Okay, tenors. Let's add you into that. So altos, there's your note, which I'd like you to be singing along to. And there's your note, sopranos. But I will be playing the tenor part. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I got my man, who can ask for anything more? Who can ask for anything more? Good. Let's do that one more time now with everybody. No, except the basses. Basses, hold fire. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I got my man, who can ask for anything more? Who can ask for anything more? I played the odd random note, not all of them right. In fact, none of them right. Right, here we go. Basses. Now you have a different rhythm on your who, and you need to bring that out absolutely, strictly, and confidently. One beat in, one of these quaver beats in. Okay, so who can ask for anything more? Who can ask for anything more? But everybody else, your job is to make sure that when the basses come in, you don't suddenly pile into that who, because your who happens much later. So it's more. Who can ask for anything more? So it's more. Who can ask? That's quite a long wait there for you to make sure you don't come in. Okay, so strong circle around that first note of bar 32, sopranos, altos, tenors, and right weight. Okay, good. So here we go. Basses. I got from 28. 1, 2, 3. I can ask for anything more. Who asks for anything more? I got. And that takes us into that next section. Okay, so let's try it, everybody, now. Page 2. Let's take it from I got starlight. Ready? So I got and 1, 2, 3. I got starlight. I got sweet dreams. I got the man who can ask for anything more. Who can ask for anything more? Very good. And then it goes into that next section. So let's leave that piece for the moment. And briefly, I would like us to have just another look at, sorry, not another look, but a brief look at the Bogorodice Dziewo that I sent you, which I've got my copy of somewhere over here. Oh yes, no, I've got it open at the page. Okay, now Judith mentioned, and I believe that Judith is a Russian scholar, which will help us enormously. And so she's going to make copious notes about any pronunciation issues I give you. I have been through this with, I've sung it 3 times with different choral directors, all of whom have brought in Russian coaches. In one case, an Orthodox priest who spent all day, every day, singing exactly these texts. And he showed us, we went, it was with the Corridon Singers, we went into a lot of work. Of course, that was quite a long time ago, but it hasn't changed much. So I should be okay. But if anybody knows particularly of things that I'm getting wrong, please do let me know. The important thing, though, is that the pronunciation of modern Russian is different from the pronunciation of Church Slavonic in much the same way as French people pronounce Latin differently to German people, and Germans say der Tisch, but would sing dear Tish. It's the same kind of issue. So just bear with me and we'll go through this. But let's have a look at our text first. We've got this text here. Bogo, for example, in modern Russian, you'd say Bogorodice, I think. But you wouldn't sing that, not in Church Slavonic. So Bogorodice, and I believe that E acute means that the E is slightly softened, so it becomes tie rather than te. And then the next thing happens on Dievo. It's exactly the same thing. Dievo raduisia. And the important thing is that you keep the do for as long as you can. Raduisia, but make the dui tell. Blagos datnaya Marie. And that'll give you a clue as to what we're singing about. It's the text of Ave Maria. Then we carry on. Gospod s tobою. In the excellent, I wish they do an edition, OUP did included this piece in their European sacred music, and the transliteration there is slightly different to the one we're using. It's much better, and I wish they'd do an edition of the whole piece, but they haven't. So, Gospod s tobою, Bogorodice. Not a scholar, a struggling student. Yeah, but it's the nearest we've got, Judith. Okay, next, the altos have a whole new bit of text, which we will look at now, which is on page 33, and it goes like this. Blagoslovien, Vien. Okay, so it's like this. We say, like they say, Soviet. Blagosloviena. Then you've got this funny T with an I with two dots, and that is this. T. 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 It's almost like you're saying to me, but without the M in the middle. T. Okay? And you need to sing that on 4 quavers. Yeah, je. Sorry, not she. Vženach. I blagoslovien plot. When the L's, I mean, just imagine you're a baddie in a Bond film. Plot. And I believe this is Treva Tvojego. And then the last line, Jako spasa. Basses, you join into this point. Jako spasa rodzila. With that D, not an English D, but a Russian Z. Rodzila. Jako spasa rodzila. Yesi dushna. And then you've got this wonderful word. You've got a sh, followed by an I, followed by a h, which is as soft as you possibly can. The last word of the whole piece. Sh, I, she. Okay, and then we need to sing that over 4 beats. So she, and that, I believe, is as soft as you can possibly make it. Okay, Judith has written up any in these is always yeah, and ch as in chair. That's fantastic. So all of those are good. I passed my first Russian pronunciation exam. So let's have a sing through this now, just to la, and we will go through all of the text later. Okay, a sight reading of it to la. It's a beautiful piece. So. Sopranos, altos, tenors, basses, and I love the terminology non allegro. So you can do it any speed you want, just so long as it's not fast. Okay, here we go. And 1, 2. Altos. Basses. Massive crescendo. Down to pips. Basses. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? And so we'll do some more work on that next week. And I hope you've had a nice time and enjoyed yourselves. And we look forward to seeing you in a Zoom party pretty soon. Stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye.
That is gorgeous.